So how are we feeling? So you wanted to go over the 2.1 predictions, what we're looking at, right? What do you think would be coming?
Yeah, so I wanted to go over 2.1, what we think's coming, what we think is going to happen either in the story if they continue the story in 2.1, what we think of Bran and Phoebe, and what we could possibly expect for events, potential endgame, basically everything that could be coming in 2.1, whether it's going to be a filler patch or whether it's going to be something more.
I could see it going either way. So I could see it being a filler, or correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they say in the live stream that there was 6 acts of the story?
I think there's right? 5 or 6, but I'm not sure how they're going to split it up, because if they've done the first 3 in 2.0, I'm not sure if they're going to either release the next 3 acts, 1 per patch, or they're going to make one of these patches filler, and then the next patch is going to be the rest of them. I don't know.
It's a little rough. I think personally, the problem goes where if you just drop all the story in 2.1, what is after that, right? And so I wouldn't necessarily be opposed, depending on how the story is written, if let's say 2.1, we get chapter 4, 5, and then 6 is 2.2, you know?
Right.
They're like, to build up to the if it's written well, which I have expectations, I think it will. But I think that would probably be the best way just to generate hype. And then at that point, this is me being very hopeful, they would market it like the finale or like the climax, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I doubt that's going to happen though, but I would really love for that to occur.
I would love for that to occur as well. The thing is though, here's what I think is going to happen. If it's going to follow the 1.x sort of formula, we had 1.0 all the way to 1.4, then the next 0.0 patch. And we know they're trying to get a big patch out every 6 months, which is probably going to be a 0.0 patch every 6 months, most likely. So I think it wouldn't be out of the blue if they released Act 4 for 2.1, Act 5 for 2.2, and Act 6 for 2.3. That is not out of the blue. They could do that. However, I think what they could also do, this one for a filler, and then continue the story in the following patches after. But at the same time, they could also do what they did with some of the other patches in 1.x and just go companion stories. Here you go. Like 1.4 was a Camellia story. 1.2 was also a filler story, but they had like the whole festival trope with that.
Yeah.
So it could go either way. I do agree with you.
What would you prefer?
What would I prefer?
Yeah, like, would you want to just be like, fuck it, I'm not going to say finish Renacida, because I truly believe that I think it might be a very possibility that every 6 months just might expand on Renacida. I don't know if we're necessarily going to leave Renacida. Yeah, so I think, like, let's say in 6 months, instead of it being like a 3.0 after 2.4, it might be 2.5, and it might be just like a big extension to Renacida. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they go that route, I definitely think it's viable to just kind of dump all the story in 2.1 and then have like two patches or something.
This is what I was thinking they were gonna do, because obviously we know, like, if you look at chapter 1, you got acts 1 through 6. 1.1 is act 7. Like, the Jinshi update was Act 7. And then we had Act 8, which was the Black Shores, and then that was it. So I think what they could do, if there's going to be 8 acts, if they're following 1.x's formula, it wouldn't be surprising at all if they did like 1 all the way up until 3.0 if they wanted to.
Yeah, no, I think that's and I think that's fine too.
I would like them to have an act every patch up until 3.0, because the first 3 acts of 2.0 were not short. They weren't short acts. They weren't short stories. They were actually pretty beefy.
Yeah, it's about 6-7 hours in total, or maybe even a little bit longer.
If they do another act, it wouldn't matter really, because it would be like another 2, maybe 2.5 hours of story for us to enjoy. If they do it every single patch up until 3.0, I don't think that's a problem. And also we'll be getting Brant and Phoebe, which 2 more companion stories as well.
Oh, I'm so excited for them, bro. You have no idea.
I was. Now, see...
Does it involve a vegetable that rhymes with leek? Oh, shit.
No, so...
Damn, you're really not excited about this.
See, with 2.1, when I saw Bran for the first time, way back when they drip teased 2.0, when they teased 2.0, I was like, Bran looks cool. We're getting a Pirates of the Caribbean. We're getting some sort of cool pirate Donnie. About time we had some male characters. And then I was like, Carlotta came out, and I wasn't hyped for Carlotta. But then when I saw more footage of Carlotta, what's Florida gonna be element? Do you mean Fenrico or Fleur de Lis?
Oh, wait. That lady at the end?
Yeah.
I think it's hard
Fleur,
to say.
okay.
I think it's hard to say because, like, look at someone like Brant. Brant looks like his attacks literally looked Havoc, and then he's Fusion. You know, so they'd be baiting people. She gives me Spectro, but
she gives me Spectro. She could be Glacio. However, can you imagine if they gave us an Aqua or Hydro, and she's the first one?
I'd be so hyped with that. I would love if they added new elements.
I think that could be a huge win for them if they could also release a 4-star alongside her as also Hydro, and now we have the first 2 Hydro characters. I think that would be a huge win.
Yeah. Do you think they would? Do you think they would add a new element this early?
They've added 5 new Sinatra effects. I don't think it's out of the blue. I think they definitely have the potential to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think out of all the characters we've seen, Fleur de Lis, because the way she was introduced, she was walking on water. She has a lot of blue on her. I think if it's going to be a first character, it could be her. She's a good candidate.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. I'd be cool with that, honestly. Obviously, if they introduced a Hydro, they would just hit a Hydro set, right? And like, it's not a big deal.
Correct.
Like, it's definitely not out of the ordinary. I definitely don't think it's happening 2.1. But I think it could happen with the 2-point patches. I think if the climax, let's say, of this particular storyline occurred in 2.2, right? If they spread it out a little bit, I think then I could see 2.2. They might be adding a new element, or maybe they hold her off to like the end of the patch.
I think she'll be the finale. I think she'll be like the 2.4 character.
The last one, yeah. I can see that too, as like the surprise.
I genuinely think she'll be the 2.4 character because here's the thing: all the ones they drip marketed to us, we had Carlotta. We had Rocha, we had Phoebe, we had Braun, and we had Zani, right? So Phoebe and Braun are releasing in 2.1. Zani most likely is most likely going to be 2.2.
Yeah,
it's all but confirmed at this point.
Fair assumption.
So then we've got
for sure
2.3 and 2.4's characters. Fleur de Lis is a very prominent character. They've just introduced her. They probably will make her a character by the end of the whole Renacita arc. Frolova could also be a 2.4 character, and I think she might be as well. But I also think that who's the new geezer? The new geezer we saw in 2.0.
The guy with the red? The guy with the red?
Yes.
He needs to be playable. He needs he needs to be playable. That bro is too dripped out of his mind to not be a playable character. Like he's too handsome.
If we look at all of those characters, we could have a lineup for 2 characters every patch till the end of 2.4, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
One of the theories I have is, so we know the Threnodian and the Sentinel, and then Carlotta told us like the whole who Fleur de Lis was and how she became the Sentinel's resonator. And then we also saw 2 factions of people. One side was the Sentinels, and the other side looked like a Leviathan, which I'm guessing is alluding to the Threnodian. Who do you think, this is talking about what obviously we just saw, who do you think the Threnodian's resonator is? Because I think it's going to be the church guy. You know, the guy, the half mask?
Yeah, I could see that, but like, didn't that guy give you like sus vibes? Like, do you think the Threnodian would be, in a sense, like a bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't think of it like that, but I'd actually really enjoy that. Because I think that would really address a lot of the criticism I think 1.0 and 1.1 had of formulaic storytelling of like, this person is like good, this person's bad, gathering wives. I think that'd be a really interesting twist. Because that guy, I don't like. And so I think if you put that much importance or emphasis on them, I think it just kind of adds the terms like, oh shit, I didn't think of that. What made you think that?
Well, playing through the story, and I've also had a few conversations with people, we were talking about this, but playing through the story, right, this whole these church people, they don't seem like good church people. They don't seem like...
They don't seem like they're reading the Bible every day, brother.
No, they don't look like they go, oh, yes, oh, hail the Sentinel, hail this. I'm sorry, the things that we've seen in the Carlotta quest and the main story, they seem more like a tyrant cult than a religious Sentinel people. And I think, unintentionally, they might be getting led down the wrong path because who they think is the Sentinel is actually the Threnodian manipulating them.
Oh, okay. Damn, where you kind of cook with that? What the fuck? Holy shit. See, like, I like the story a lot, but I never sat down and really thought about it too much. I'm kind of just like waiting for it to give that to me. But I really like that idea. I'd be a little disappointed if that's not the case now.
I mean, there's lots of theories that 2.0 has left me thinking. For instance, the end when Femrico and Frolova were talking, it was like, at the end of the day, we're all pawns. And also, Frolova didn't want to kill Rover. It was like she was toying with Rover, testing Rover. Even the way both her and Scar have always spoken about Rover, it's like they know Rover. And we know Rover has been through cycles upon cycles of reincarnations. That's factual information at this point. There was one of his recent regenerational cycles was Rover left, which is one of the reasons why the Black Shores arc happened. And also one of my theories is Rover created the Fractidus in one of his past lives.
I can see that.
I think he definitely created the Fractidus because I think whatever path he was going down previously to do with the Sentinels and shit, something might have happened which caused him to leave, and when the path I'm on, it's not working. Like, something isn't right. This isn't working at all. I need to do something else. So he formed the Fractidus, and obviously maybe a version of Rover thought maybe the Threnodians can be used to do something. It's a possibility that a past variation of Rover created the Fractidus to try and pursue a different path than the typical Sentinels equal light equal good thing. Maybe I have to tap into a little bit of the dark to do some good. Like Thanos, it's like, yeah, I'm wiping out half of the universe's existence, but I'm doing it for a good cause.
But I'm doing it with a purpose. I guess my question to that would be, do you think we would get that information in 2.1? Like, do you think they're going to deliver, like,
I think they'll keep teasing us. I think I think at the end of 2.0, when Frolova and the other guy, I keep forgetting his name, the guy, when they were talking about puppets and stuff, and the way they're treated, with the way they're treating Rover, I think they're trying to set up a big arc in the future. Whether it's in the next coming patches is very uncertain. To be honest, I don't know where the story's going. Like, I think it's going to have something to do with Fleur-de-Lis and the Sentinel. The next act will be to do with Fleur-de-Lis and the Sentinel, or introducing them properly. But again, I was left with 2.0 like, oh my god, this is so cool. But at the same time, it was like, I've got so many questions and theories, and there's so much going on.
Yeah, I think that's why it was so good, because they're left so many entryways, and also we don't really know about a lot of families yet, right? Like, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but like, if you look like the Sopranos, right? Like, there's the Jersey mob, then there's the Brooklyn mob, then there's the Queens mob, and there's so many different layers of mobs, which is why I know I'm reaching a little bit. The reason why I don't think 3.0 is actually around the corner when they say that 6-month thing is I think the world of Renacita just has so much to develop on. I wouldn't mind staying in Renacita for another additional in total 8 months instead of 4, right? Or 5. Right. I think as long as they expand on the world, expand on the families and whatnot, I think it could absolutely be a beautiful thing to be explored and do something really cool.
I don't disagree. I think they'll do what they did with Huang Long. They'll introduce new areas. Like, we got Mount Firmament as a new area. We got the Black Shores as a new area. So why not the same thing for Renacita? Because there is actually something that I spotted on the map. There is a pathway that is leading off somewhere. You can't go there, but in Thessalo Fells, there is a pathway here that is leading somewhere. You can't tell me this is here by accident. This literally looks like a broken bridge or a broken path that was leading to another area.
No, yeah, and then you can even see a little bit above it, the ...
Exactly.
There's absolutely something else there for sure.
Yeah. So I think in future patches, there's something here, we just don't know it yet. That's the thing, they're going to introduce more and more areas all around Renacita, like they did with Huang Long. Because Renacita isn't a small place, it's a very big place.
It's fucking massive.
It's
it really
fucking
is
huge. And there's so many secrets still to be uncovered and Easter eggs and whatnot. You know, they could even do another story that's in the base map of Renacita.
Underground, yeah.
Or underground or something, you know.
Things, yeah.
But I'm just saying, this is not here by accident. This looks too convenient.
It's a walkway. It's
It's a walkway,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a walkway.
And I think that, to me, what would really make 2.1 just really good is just if the story follows suit, where it's not a lot of useless it's a good length, 2 to 3 hours. I think per quest is fine. I don't mind. Let's say if they drop 3 acts, let's just say, for example, and it totals out to 10 hours or 9 hours. I don't think that's bad, because that's 3 different acts. So I think as long as the story is concise, it's to the point. Even if we didn't get a new area, but I think we will, but even if we got a little bit of a smaller area, as long as the story is good and the characters are going to be fun, because I think they will be, I think we're in for a good time. I really think Renacita is going to be peak. That's what I'm looking forward to. Story being good, getting some more information, and also giving us I love fucking cliffhangers. So I want more cliffhangers, even if we get all 3 of those acts. Give me something else to look forward to after. I don't want a definitive conclusion. Like, what if, like, at the ending, it's just show Scar? You know?
We know Frolova was planning a jailbreak. Do you think something updates in Renacita? At one point, we do go back to Huanglong briefly. And do you think if we do, it will be the prison break?
I hope so. I don't think it would be until later, though. I think, like, if I'm looking at it, like, if I'm making a roadmap in my mind, because I know what WuWa said, that they want to deliver a big patch every 6 months. Don't know if that's 100% possible, or I think maybe we're kind of interpreting it as like a new region. In my mind, I look at it as once the doors close on Renacita, that's when we go back, and then they make the prison, and then that's like this gigantic fucking area, and it's some crazy shit, and they tease it at the end of, let's say, 2.1 or 2.2, rather giving a whole new region so early, because I feel like I would rather them just really work in on that new region, as opposed to like, all right, now let's rush out something else. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but like, let's say now in 3.0, now you could swim. Like, fucking sit down, actually plan out this next region, and let us go back and enjoy the old region, and maybe even that's how you unlock flight in the old region, or in that part of the old region, you get flight.
It's not a bad idea, actually. See, I don't think they will add flight in the old region, but I think it would be good if they did.
I think if they make a new portion of that old region from the ground up, I think it's possible. I don't disagree with you. I think they won't. But in my mind, it's like, if we're going back to the prison, let's say, and maybe, let's say, I don't know if you ever played Resident Evil 5. I'm thinking like this one scene where like Chris and Sheva, they're like on like an elevator that's going down and down and down, and like just make this prison fucking massive. It's like, okay, you could fly here because it's like 3 million stories high. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. Like, I think that would be fine. But even if you can't fly, regardless, I wouldn't mind going back there as opposed to getting a whole new region.
What I would do if I was to make flight possible, I would do it so you have to get past all of 2.0 story until the point you go back to Huanglong, and then you can fly, because I think 1.0 was designed to be explored and played through the way it was upon launch, with the grapple, and with, since you can technically have a choice, new players have a choice to skip to 2.0. You complete 2.0, 2.1, however long the Renacita arc is, and eventually, inevitably, when we do return to Huanglong, there's like a dialogue thing, there's a little cutscene, and then it pops up saying, you can now fly in Huanglong, but you have to get to that point in the story for you to do that. If you do it from grade 1, from the moment you start 1.0, it's kind of pointless, because it's like, okay, no, I don't think that's a good idea. However, if you play through the game's story up until the point where you come full circle and come back to Huanglong in the next part of the story, they can then go, oh yeah, now you can fly, because you've done everything, all the story aspects up until this point. So now, okay, you can fly here now. There's nothing really else for you to do here, so you fly.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I think that's the only way, in my opinion, that would be a good way for people to be able to fly in Huanglong, is that you have to complete 2.0, then come back, something happens in the story, then you can fly. Yeah, I'd be okay with it. I just don't know if I wish they would, but I think that's a fine way to implement it. I see no issue with it at all. I think I played my new account for about 4 hours, and then I was able to get a Renacita. It is a little bit of a chore exploring in the old world. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't like it. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do this new account now.
I didn't mind it. I still don't mind it. I'm very much like I accept it for what it is. Yeah, it's great that the flight is a new thing. It makes it a lot easier to get to places. But I think because it's very easy for me to sort of, I don't know why, but like when I'm exploring through Huanglong, I don't ever think, damn, I wish I could fly. Like, I'm just like, we'll get there.
Really? See, I think the problem is that if you're so used to because when we spoke with the other podcast, and Hex brought it up as well, it's not that the base exploration is bad, because it's not, but I think you're so used to the quickness and swiftness and fluidity. You're spoiled. And so when you go back, you're like, fuck, I want that shiny toy. Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean the old one is bad by any chance, because it's not. It's still better than a lot of other games. But I would love it. But I also don't think they would, truthfully. If they were, I think the way you said it was good. I think that 2.1 is going to deliver. I actually have very high hopes. I have high hopes for the characters. I could do a little bit of theory crafting. I'm not talking about leaks.
Better fucking not be, you asshole. I'll come over there and beat the shit out of you. Anyway, you continue.
Actually, I should do it so you can just beat me up. Oh my god, Mom, Amethyst touched me. What the hell? I think Phoebe is going to be the first, like, test to power creep. In Genshin, the way power creep works is did you just
fucking mention that dog shit game in my fucking stream?
Listen, man. We got to use it as an example. That or Star Rail or
You're just banned. You're just
You're
banned.
done. You're done.
You're banned. You're just done here. I can't.
Get the fuck out of the Korobot section, you piece of trash. I think in Genshin, the way they power creep, it's a 1-to-1. It's there's Diluc, and then Hu Tao's better than Diluc because they're Pyro. And then Arlecchino's better than Hu Tao because it's Pyro. But in WuWa, this is the first time we're now having 2 premium characters. I assume Phoebe's a DPS based on her new artifact set. That we are now getting 2 premium Spectral units who might fill that DPS role. And it's like, okay, how are they going to handle that? Now, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think Phoebe's going to be any better or any worse than Jinxie. But I do think it's interesting because now we're putting their design philosophy to the test.
I think what you just said about Phoebe, I want to agree that she will be the first character to really show an element of power creep. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I don't even think it'll be power creep. I think it's more of just them showing how they'll deal with it, right? Because in most games, not even just gacha games, make 1-to-1 power creep, as opposed to in WuWa, my assumption is I think Jinxie's going to be like, let's say Jinxie's on the left and Phoebe's on the right. I think they both serve their own purpose in their both lanes as main DPSs, and I think they'll both be valuable, but just will be used differently with different team compositions. But I think it's going to be interesting because I could be wrong. Maybe they just fucking make Phoebe a million times better than Jinxie. I don't know.
It's a possibility. It's a very strong possibility.
It's definitely possible.
I think Brant's going to be arse.
Okay, I think Brant is going to be.
I think he's going to be underwhelming.
I think it's a trade-off in my mind, right? And the reason why it's a trade-off is I think, and again, this is not leaks. This is just using critical analysis of the fact that Cheng-Li doesn't have a support, and they already mentioned their Pyro. I think Brant will probably be Cheng-Li's support. Now, I wanted Brant to be a main DPS. However, if that means my beloved Zany can be a DPS, I'll take the hit. I think Brant will be fine for his function, but if you don't have Cheng-Li, I doubt they'll be really useful, you know?
A lot of guys. a lot of guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. And my administration.
A lot of guys think that, like myself, think Brad's gonna be a little ass. I think Phoebe will be the star of the show. I'm not too sure.
The most powerful support. He's the most powerful support of them all.
I think
he's the greatest.
A lot of guys think that Brad's gonna be pretty good. Not me. I don't think I'm gonna like this guy. I think they're both pretty skippable.
What? You think so?
Not gonna lie. I might skip both of them.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Wait, from Zany though? No, you're saving for Gishelin, whatever this dude's name is, bro. He's not coming home. He's dead in a ditch on I-95 somewhere. I'm sorry to tell you. Bro's gonna hold out, and WuWa's gonna go down in the next fucking, like, 8 big patches, and he's gonna be like, wow, I'm the only person with 1 million asterite. That's kind of crazy. I guess Genshulin, or whatever this dickhead's name is, never made a return. I should have pulled every other unit. Is that what it started into?
No.
No. I think the only way they dropped this, homie, if you want me to be honest with you, I don't think if we go back to the old region in the 2.0 patches and he does become a playable character, I think there's no way he ever gets released. I think that's his only window of opportunity to be playable. Whatever his name is, Genshinlin.
Don't.
Genshinlin.
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you? Also, hi, Kazuhana.
How dare you? How dare you? Oh dear. I think see I've like convinced myself, I've become so parasocial that he's gonna be coming this year. Yeah.
Well, I think this is the year. And if it's not this year,
if he doesn't release this year, he's never coming home. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have about 150,000 asteroid to spend on whoever the fuck I want.
Yeah. How many do you have right now?
How much do I have right now? See, after my S2 Carlotta.
Well.
Actually, no, completely free to play.
Oh.
I know. I haven't spent a single dime, unless you count the battle pass and the login pass. I haven't spent any money on this game.
Good.
Other than to buy Jinxie skin. Yeah, she's S2.
Valid.
And I have 4,000 astrite.
Okay, that's not bad at all, actually. I think Phoebe and Brant, if you want me to be honest with you, are a safe skip if you have DPSs already and if you don't like Cheng Li.
I don't like Cheng Li, so
I feel like those two characters, I kind of like what Wu was doing here, where, for example, Roshia is an easy skip character, especially if you have S6 Sanhua, but Roshia is fucking fun. And so if you have S6 Sanhua and they perform already, you don't need Roshia because it's like a negligible increase, like a 5% increase at max. But it's cool to be able to say, hey, I don't need this character. I don't feel the pressure, so I'm going to skip. This character's cool, and it's cool for the people who want to use them, but I don't need this. And I think it's the same with Phoebe and Brant, at least based off of my assumptions. We'll find out more when we get official kits and stuff. But I do think that they're probably going to be two safe skip characters if you have DPS and supports already.
So what's the lineup for the reruns? It will be Cheng Li and it will be Shorekeeper, right? It will be lined up for Shorekeeper and Cheng Li.
Yeah. Go for Shorekeeper. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone.
Yeah, anyone that just wants to go for a good support or just goes for a fucking solid unit, Shorekeeper. And also only if you're British. Then
British,
you have to be British. Then go for Shorekeeper. Honestly, you will if you're stuck with your Verena, please, for the love of God, get rid of that fucking bitch. Honestly, get rid of her. Get Shorekeeper.
HSR. No, dude, Verena's still goated. Verena's
like her.
So the thing is that Verena is really, really good at Concerto energy, and she's good in certain team comps, like for example Jinxie, because you have the coordinated strikes. But Shorekeeper is still a must-pull unit because Baiji is really not that great.
Baija isn't that good, no. I mean, unless you have none of the other two, then obviously she's your only choice.
Yeah, she's your only choice, yeah. Or, I mean, if you want Spectral Rover, but that's cope as hell, but yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, Baija's hot, she's cool. I like Baija. I despise Verena with a passion.
I get it. I
don't like her.
I
was gonna say, like, what you said about Verena, she's great with Jinxie. She's great at Concerto and all of this stuff. But then like Shorekeeper can boost crit rate and crit damage, and she's an immensely good healer.
Well,
she's just an immensely good healer.
Yeah, they're both good. I think it really boils down to a lot of players. Like I'll speak for myself right now. Like I played the CBT 2 or 3, whichever one it was, right? I think people are just fatigued for using the same support so long. But Verena is definitely still like in situations just straight up better than Shorekeeper. But I get why people would want Shorekeeper, because again, it's like Shorekeeper, realistically, it's a little bit of a cheat code, right? Because the game really sucks with getting crit rate and crit damage, which I'm sure we'll get to Echo XP in a minute. But crit rate, you get free 12% crit rate and you get a free 25% crit damage from her. You're pretty much getting 2 free echoes or a free echo and a half just for using Shorekeeper. You could be a little lackadaisy on your build and be like, okay, Shorekeeper will make up for this and I'll still hit like a fucking truck. And obviously Verena wouldn't be as good in that situation. That's very fair. Yeah, but I think everyone should pull for her. I think honestly that's the character you should pull for in 2.1. If that's the rerun, go for her without a doubt.
Yeah, if that's the rerun. If you're not sure on a rerun character, this will be one of the most easiest recommendations is Shorekeeper. We're not going to get, I don't think we're going to get another healer like Shorekeeper for a while. I think if you want a good healer and you're sick and tired of that fucking garden baby, then go for fucking Shorekeeper.
Yeah.
And if you like big tittied fire phoenix women, go for Cheng Li. I don't like Cheng Li. I think she's a cool character, like character and lore wise, I think she's great. But her playstyle, I don't like her. I didn't like her when you used her in 1.1. I just didn't like her. I just didn't think she was all that.
She takes a lot of...
You have to put in a lot of work.
To play her optimally takes a lot of time. Like a lot of time. And I definitely know why people don't like her. For sure. I absolutely get it. I love her because I like that playstyle. My ADHD, I go, swap back. But she is... You can still play her without the crazy swap back, but it's not as efficient.
I think with Cheng Li, it's if you know how to figure out her playstyle and if you put in enough time, then yes, she'll be decent. But again, at the same time, this is no competition. Just go for Shorekeeper because you can make other characters that aren't as good as Cheng Li or just on the same level as Cheng Li way better. And as for Phoebe or Braun, I think Braun is going to be fun, but I don't think he's going to be good. And I think Phoebe has potential to be a very good... There's something... I just feel like she's going to be good.
You said that she's going to be very good? Good?
I think Phoebe's going to be very good, and I think Braun is going to be... I think Braun's going to be a little bit of a letdown in terms of utility. But we'll see. I just have a feeling that Phoebe's just going to be a very good character. character.
Your feeling is right, and if I could tell you why, from a meta perspective, and it's just basic math. I'm not even trying to be a dick when I say this because you're 100% right. A DPS or potential DPS, because they're a DOT enabler, right? If they use that new set, they look Spectro. They look Spectro, right? So if they're using this new DOT set, because we know it's not going to be, oh my god, it's not going to be Cheng Li. We know she's Spectro, so she's going to be using the DOT set, and the new DOT set gives you 40% crit rate for free. Therefore, yeah, that you are already off rip, getting a way easier time building her. Now, we don't know how the damage of time is going to really work on her. On Spectro Rover, it's kind of mid. But you know that, okay, if I wanted to go for a character that's going to take not minimal investment, but still be a valid DPS, that is the character to go for. And then Brant, unfortunately, is really only buffing potentially one character in Cheng Li, maybe two if you still run Encore. So your assumption's 1000% based in fact. Like, it is accurate.
Yeah.
It's not a, and again, I want to clarify, I'm not even trying to be, that's not a leak, it's in the game, right? That artifact set is in the game. She's going to be using the DOT set because that's just common knowledge that she's using the new artifact set that they introduced, not the old one, right? So yeah, she's going to be great. I think she'll be a very solid pull.
So this is my overall expectations and predictions. We're going to get a new area, whether it's going to be a big area like Mount Firmament or a smaller area. I think we're going to get a new area to explore. I think Phoebe's going to be really good and Brant's going to be a fun but pretty mediocre character. I think we're going to get a lot of fun new events. I hope we get more multiplayer events like the one we've just had. They need to stop making these temporary modes, make them permanent, for God's sake.
I agree.
I think we're going to get Depths of Elusive Realm back in 2.1 because it seems like every other patch it's when it comes back. I think Depths of Elusive Realm is coming back with a new theme. Well, obviously, we're going to get 2 new companion quests, which I hope is going to be really good. I hope we get another act. I want another act in the story. I don't want it to just be 2 companion stories. I want another act in the main story.
Official prediction. How many acts are we getting? You go. I'll give you mine first. I think we're getting 2 acts. I think we're getting 2.
In 2.1?
I think we're getting 2 acts. I think we're getting Act 5. Excuse me, Act 4 and Act 5. I think they're going to save Act 6 for 2.2.
See, if you'd asked me a week ago, I would have agreed with you, but I think we're only going to get 1 act. I think we're only going to get Act 4, and I think Act 4 is going to be like a 2.5-3 hour act, like Act 2 was.
I'd be fine with that.
Like,
I'd be cool with that.
I think we'll get 1 act, and it'll be about 2.5 to 3 hours long.
Chat, clip it, and then whoever loses has to send the other person feet pics. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, clip that too. He said yeah. Clip that too. Mods, clip it.
You fucking...
Got him.
Salem, no.
Got him.
No, Salem, no.
Ah!
No, do not... Mods, if you clip that, you're banned. Unmodded banned.
Jarvis, uninstall Discord and Twitch from their phone.
Jarvis, just fucking castrate these assholes.
Jarvis, take his first porn.
Jarvis, take 50-50 away from them.
Oh, fuck, now they're really fucked.
I'm sorry, if anyone here loses their 50-50s because someone clipped that fucking thing, just saying. It's a skill issue. Yeah, so that's what I think is going to happen. One little side note, Zani, I think, is going to be paired up with Bob, the other dude, the other Fraxters dude, as a character. But I think he'll be a 4-star.
I would be so okay with that because I'm genuinely tired of 4-star shut fucking sucking.
I think he will be a 4-star. If he is a character, he will be a 4-star. He doesn't give that aura of a 5-star. He gives the aura of a 4-star.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I disagree with you a little bit. I think he gives aura of a 5-star, but I don't think it's as much as like a Zanny. I would be okay though with another male 4-star. I think we do need a male 5-star, but even whether he's 4 or 5, I could see that being like that next like 2.2-ish, 2.3 banner. I think we have to get him as a playable. I think he's too good looking.
No, I agree. I think he'll be playable. I just think he'll be 4-star, and I think he'll be Zani's 4-star. And I think Frolova will be a playable character before Anniversary, before 3.0. I think she'll be 2.4 if she is a playable, because of the way they drip marketed that, they gave her like a little mini like promotional clip.
I agree with you.
The only other characters that got those clips were all playable. I don't think any of them were NPCs. I think every single one was part of the main roster. So I think Frolova at some point through the Renacita arc, I think she'll be playable. I think Fleur de Lis will be playable.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
No, I agree with you. I think honestly, probably just from a business perspective, they will probably save the most anticipated characters for the last. So whichever one of those two it would be, I absolutely see them both coming in like the 2.4, whatever is the finale of Renacita. I agree with you 1000%. I do. I think overall it's going to be good. Even if we don't get a big area, I think 1 to 2 story acts. The characters I think will be fine. And I think it will just be... I need them to fix echoes though. I'm tired of it.
So you know the event we had recently, the Wuthering Exploration thing? This one was an Echo XP one, right? You got 60 gold of those containers. What would be a very good quality of life is if this was a weekly event. It was like a 48-hour event, and you could do something like this. If they don't want to sort it out for the regular day-to-day basis, give us like a weekly thing where you have like 3 or 4 tries, and it gives you a good amount of these gold echo tubes, so you can get like 50 or 60 or whatever a week.
No, that is perfect.
That will then, it won't make it 100% the best, but it will goddamn make it a lot fucking easier. Or the thing that's going on at the moment where it's like you get 3 free bonuses, like when you do it at Tacit Discord fields. It was like you get 3 things and it's like ×2 for 3 things for the price of the single.
It's like, I agree with you 100%. I think it's a good event. I think it's a very easy event to do. It takes less than 10 minutes. Even if they don't want to do that, it's so simple. Just make data merging giving you Echo XP. Just fucking make data and you could even put a daily cap on it. But let's say it takes 25 Echo XP to get a Echo to level 25. Make a daily cap of like 15. I don't think there needs to be a cap. It either let these Echoes be fodder at level 0, or if I can't fodder them, I can break them down. However numerical value they want to provide it. 100 Echoes equals 1 tube, 1,000 Echoes equals 100. I don't know how they want to do it, but they need to change this distribution and the acquisition of Echo XP, because it sucks.
Yeah, and if they want to keep it to Tacit fields, just double what they're giving you. So whatever you get for the whole double award event, make those double award things what you would get as a single, as like a non-event version. Because it's too grindy, it's too costly. The more often or not you'll get a shit roll of an Echo, and then you have to go, oh, but I've got no more tubes. Okay, well, there's nothing you can do about that at the moment because they don't fucking have anything to implement that to support what's going on there.
It's not fun. It's definitely not fun. That is like the big crux of WuWa. Like that and lack of like good events.
I don't see them updating that soon though. People have been asking for that longest, and I don't think they'll update that soon.
You know what I think is weird? Like, why are we increasing the databank level if there's no reward out of the databank level? Like, I feel like there should be some sort of, like, if the databank, let's say, goes up to the next patch, because let's say there'll be 5 new Echoes, 24 to 26. Okay, at 26, you can then batch merge Echoes into XP, like something, like make it a legitimate mechanic. That will be the one thing. Obviously, I'm gonna still play WuWa, but if 2.1 they don't really address that, I will be super disappointed and super sad.
It will be a missed opportunity, and if they can make the Echo farming XP materials far more easier to obtain, then it would make the quality of life for this game 10 times better by instantaneous. Like for instance, even if they did an event that was only every single weekend they had like an Echo XP event that only lasted from Saturday morning till Sunday night, just those 2 days, and it, like I said, it gives you like a ton of purples and a few golds. It's way fucking better than what we got now. Because people are like, I can't wait for this fucking weekend. I'm gonna grind the shit out of it. I'm gonna get all this shit. It will just make it so much better already. I mean, some people like Ryuku will still fucking complain, but that's fine because that's fine because, you know, the only way someone like Ryuku would be happy is if they gave us 10,000 a week every week. No, and that's not going to happen.
Ryuku would be happy if WuWa turned into FGO. If WuWa turned into Fate Grand Order, he would be happy. But other than that, I think he's gonna be pretty disappointed regardless. And he'll talk about HP. Oh man. No, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for 2.1, and I'm excited more to get a clearer vision of what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're in phase 2 now. We're going to get a live stream in the next 3 weeks, and they'll start drip marketing more and more for 2.1. So we just got to keep our eyes open for that and stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what the deal is.